My actual name is Oscar Fung. I hope you don't remember me as Oscar Fung. So, I'm sure some of you already know me, and I joined this school when our last class in Forest House just literally ceased to exist. And for this project, I chose to carve spoons, as seen on the slide. Most of the information will be written in my project book, and since I only have 5 minutes to speak, I'm going to make this brief. When I began this project, my first choice of topic was not carving. Instead, it was to code a game on a computer. Now, of course, my idea was changed by teacher Cindy obviously as a Waldorf student, I wasn't allowed to sit in front of the screen 24/7. Anyway, that idea did not last long, as I soon figured out how challenging it was to find a coding mentor. And I can't choose my dad since he does coding. Then I remembered woodwork. And then I thought to myself, hey, why don't you go carve some utensils? And then after a long conversation with myself, I figured out that carving forks would have a fragile result, and carving knives would have a useless result. So I chose to carve spoons. So after my idea was actually accepted by teacher Cindy, I ventured into the depth of the school to find teacher Mick, who I can't find now. Teacher Mick, where are you? Oh dear. Anyway, he agreed to be my mentor almost immediately, and after a chat with him, he instructed me to research and build a shaving horse. As seen on the screen, this is my shaving horse that I made myself. So, but after I finished, I decided, I'd use this instead. I didn't feel comfortable sitting on a 3-inch bench and carving whilst having my legs sticking out. So I used this instead, and the original shaving horse is now in the corner of my living room. It's just there for like 6 months already. So shortly after the creation of this horse, I started panicking as I haven't carved a single spoon. So I borrowed some knives from the woodwork room. Thank you, Teeter Justin, for letting me borrow the knives. Oh, I know, it's actually Teeter Nathan. Never mind. And I made this. Unfortunately, it's broken. Anyway, since this is broken, I quickly made a second spoon with some research on Google Images, YouTube, and Pinterest. I decided to make a spoon with a fishtail as a handle. I also bought some knives from Taobao, which look like this one, and this one. This one is my mother's, thank you. I decided to make this. Anyway, the following 16 spoons were created in a short period of 3 months. Another 2 of them broke, unfortunately. And I also stabbed myself a couple of times. During the stabbing myself part, I used the residue time to write my written project and research the history of spoons. So apparently 3,000 years ago, the first spoon was created during the ancient Egyptian times. They were mostly used by Egyptian priests and pharaohs and had very important religious or historical events carved on the surfaces. They were mostly made out of flint, ivory, wood, and what is it? Slate. Thank you, Teacher Cindy. The next milestone in ancient spoon history is the ancient Greek and Roman times. The Greeks and Romans mostly made the spoons out of bronze and silver, and they could only be used by the higher ranks or the richer population. Later on in the medieval European times, this originally precious item became commonly made from wood, brass, pewter, and cow horns, and were commonly used among the people. These wooden spoons were soon replaced by metal ones as the 15th century's humans soon realized that wooden spoons weren't durable enough. Unfortunately, I cannot find a picture of a medieval wooden spoon, so this is its metal counterpart. So then later during the 15th to the 18th century, the complicated designs were replaced by this, which is what we use every day. Where's my next page? Where's my next page?
Disappear?
In conclusion to this project, I would like to share my reflections with you people. Overall, this project was a pleasant experience, but not without its stressful moments. I had set my expectations to carve a minimum of 20 spoons, but as I progressed with my carving, I began to carve more complex patterns, which took more time. I had to cut back to 15 spoons. That was a very difficult decision for me, as I can be very stubborn. All right, geez. It helped me realize that flexibility is a very important skill in life, and I also learned to be more patient with myself while carving and to be more patient with others. And that even if you have a picture in your mind that you want to make, the end result may not look the same. So besides mastering my skills at carving, not really, I can also say that I have learned much more in the past 6 months. So finally, I would like to give thanks to all the people who have supported me. Firstly, to teacher Cindy for her editing efforts, giving me hugs and valuable advice. Then to teacher Mick, who isn't here for some reason, for tutoring me and providing me with material. To my parents for supplying me with my knives, as seen on slide number I don't know how many, and for encouraging me and for letting me learn at this school. To Miss Gwen, special thanks to Miss Gwen. Where are you, Miss Gwen? Hello, Miss Gwen. To Miss Gwen and her family for providing me with material and knives and other tools. And to all the other people who have supported me and encouraged me along the way.
Woo!
Before I hand you over to Shantae Chan, I would like to show you some of my favorite spoons. So this is my favorite spoon. It was also the hardest to make. It has a maple leaf on the handle and a vine going through the middle. This took me roughly 7 days and a half. And I'm very pleased to say, as a Hong Konger, I have carved a spoon out of Bohemia wood. This spoon is carved from the tree that fell outside the bus stop when the last typhoon hit. And I managed to rescue some wood from the pile of wood that just sits there and got removed the next day. And this one, which is a teaspoon that I carved from a scrap piece in the woodworking. Okay, that's it. Please come on stage, Shantae Chan.
You gotta sit down first.